This series is going to be more about concepts than methodical growth, mainly because I think people learn fighting games differently. I do believe in Laugh's theory of there being three types of players: brains, heart, and body. With that said, I won't cover absolutely everything you should know. If I did, then I would just tell you to play Skullgirls, Guilty Gear Rev 2, or Under Night Latest for their tutorials. Simply, this is for personal growth. If you keep these four things in mind, they will help you improve. Starting with the fundamentals. The fundamentals are the cornerstone of all fighting. This is a pretty vague term in the fighting game space, but I can boil it down to the basics, which are your buttons. These are your normals, an attack executed with a single button press. Normals will save you when used correctly. Therefore, you must learn what they are and their practicality. In Street Fighter, you have 6 buttons to always keep in mind: jab, strong, and fierce punch, as well as short, forward, and roundhouse kick, or simply called light, medium, heavy punch, and kick respectfully. Learning the properties of each move is important to success. This is the beginning to knowing your character. Here are some general rules of thumb for your normals. Your lights will mostly be fast, short-reaching attacks. Typically, punches are more horizontal, while kicks are at a downward angle. Your mediums will be your jack-of-all-trades, average speed, and range attacks. Punches are better than their light counterparts, but slower. Likewise for kicks, but they are mainly for pokes. Your heavies are your big damage openers, but your slowest normals, but they give you the most range. These are your go-to buttons for punishes. You also have crouching and jumping normals. Most crouch punches are for pressure or combos, while crouch kicks are similar to crouch punches, with the exception they can hit your opponent's legs. Jumping normals are a bit tricky. Jumping lights will either be your go-to air-to-air normal, or your fastest cross-up. Jumping mediums could also be an air-to-air, with possible follow-ups, and/or being a moderately fast cross-up. Lastly, your jumping heavies will be your hardest but slowest air-to-air, but your go-to jump-in combo starters. In addition to your regular normals, you have command normals. These take an input and a button press. Some characters have 1 to 2, others have more than 5. Nevertheless, each command normal has their use, just like any other normal. Again, these are rules of thumb and not set in stone. Some characters don't follow these unwritten rules, so you will need to experiment. Some things to consider while learning your normals: rapid cancels, special cancels, and crush counters. Learning these things will promote character knowledge. You need to know your strengths and weaknesses to then accentuate your strengths while minimizing your weaknesses. To assist your character knowledge, looking at detailed character guides will put you in the right direction. Now you can throw a punch while knowing their ranges. Next is to learn the flow of fighting. Perhaps the hardest bit to understand, at least for me personally, but dividing it into sections helps. All fighting can be reduced to 3 states: defense, neutral, and offense. Within each of these states, think of them in terms of rock, paper, scissors, or having 3 situations. On defense, you will reversal, reposition, or block. When you block, you might face a situation where your opponent will grab you. This is when you can tech. Next, during neutral, you will poke, walk forward, or whiff punish. Finally, on offense, you will low, overhead, or grab. Now you know the 3 states of fighting and what to expect. Similar to my rules of thumb for your normals, these are unwritten rules. These are merely guides to assist you while fighting. In order to practice any of these things, you will need to play against other people, or at least simulate it the best you can in training room. Regardless, remember this: nothing compares to a human opponent. This is both an addendum and a reminder. Know that I do not go over absolutely everything. Frame data, quick wake up versus delayed wake up, empty cancels, these are all good supplementary topics, but this is to get your feet wet. This is your foundation. This is the fundamentals. Building from here, I believe you'll become a better fighter. In the next part, we will train the brains, heart, and body.